Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I've got the Bitcoin chart up here on the daily, guys, and as you guys can see, yesterday was a bit emotional, I think, for crypto traders. I've got a marker here for $100,000 on the Bitcoin chart, and as you guys can see, Bitcoin flirting with that level, and now we are seeing a rebound. This is Bitcoin on the daily, and $100,000, of course, that psychological level that we saw back in June of 2025. We saw Bitcoin bounce off that, come back up, make new all-time highs, and then make a series of new all-time highs, finishing with the one from early October of 2025. Well, now we're seeing Bitcoin come back down and retracing back in that level there, $100,000. And guys, on the daily, this is looking like a reversal candlestick, short body, long tail, short wick. Hopefully we do see that trend continue to the upside. I'm just going to throw it on the hourly just to kind of demonstrate something else that I noticed here on the Bitcoin chart. Now, this is not technical analysis that I would take too seriously, but just to kind of get a sense of how many hours it took before Bitcoin continued to cascade to the downside. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the lowest level here, and then as you guys can see, Bitcoin did retrace. And how many hours did it take before it continued to make a new low? And just over the last couple of days here, you guys can see the first one was about 14 hours. And then the second one here, so that was the low, and then it started making a new low here. That was about 10 hours. And then if we were to take this new low right in here, guys, we are now on the 15th hour, and it looks as though, so that's the 14th hour there, but it's looking like that is a green positive engulfing candlestick, hopefully meaning that the trend is going to reverse. That would in fact validate the fact that we are also seeing that transitory candlestick on the daily. So hopefully we do see a meaningful reversal similar to what we saw back in June. Sentiment is very low, guys. Today we're smack dab in fear at 20. Market cap is down by another 2.63%. Everything, mostly everything is in green. Tron's actually up by a little bit here, by over 2%, and Hype is up by over 8.6% on the 24-hour. Most coins, though, in the red, unfortunately, but I think the Bitcoin whales, the Bitfinex whales specifically, know what's going on. So this from Sal Gilbertie here. He's noticing an interesting trend. Whales are building massive longs. Okay, the Bitfinex whales continue to build huge longs as everyone is exiting the market. Guys, I'm just going to show you this chart here. So again, this is the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, and this indicator is the BTC US longs. He continues by saying these guys play every single major move with decent precision, building longs on corrections and scaling out on dumps. Imagine actually buying as prices go lower and selling as they go higher, being a bit facetious there. So as you guys can see the trend going down, then the Bitcoin longs slowly move up until we hit a peak, and that is generally where we see the bottom of the trend before they start unloading. And so I'm sure they're using all kinds of other indicators here to help them with this trade. But this one's a very straightforward one. And if you guys want to hear my opinions on the crypto market, you guys can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month, cheaper than some people pay for a cup of coffee every single day. And that is the month subscription price. You guys get all the back catalog too from every trade related post that I've posted since May. I think it's since May of 2023. So check it out if that is something you guys are interested in. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. We need to be able to pinpoint, or at least try to pinpoint, where the top of this market's going to be. And, every single day we're getting new information here. This is an interesting indicator. I like this one. So I wanted to thank Sal Gilbertie for posting that. The Kobasi letter also published this on Twitter X recently, the $1 million question. What is happening in crypto right now? So going back to that big liquidation event that we saw, they say here markets now have officially erased over $1 trillion of market cap since October the 6th. But why? The answer to this question seems to be more technical than fundamental. That is, crypto adoption is still at record highs, deregulation is in full swing, and technology is advancing rapidly. I mean, the macro factors are here, guys. But what they're identifying as the problem here, leverage is at unprecedented levels, which is amplifying moves in the market, such as the $20 billion liquidation seen on October the 10th. As a result, when uncertainty rises or technical momentum fades, downward swings are amplified. So 300,000 traders are being liquidated every single day on average, and the market has evolved into its most reactive form in history amid Trump posts and headlines. So we are seeing liquidations like you wouldn't believe, and it's because the people who are in the market do not have the money to actually trade with their own capital. Marty Party here also commenting on this a little bit in a different way. The charts look the way they do because of 100x and 50x leverage traders. So guys, this is some more information that can help us glean perhaps where the markets are going to go in the coming weeks and months. So he says, once they are regulated out of the market, you won't see charts like this again. The regulators know this now, and they are working hard to pass similar laws as the stock market and the commodities markets. This is what some people have been fearing in crypto, that we won't get these volatile swings anymore. I mean, personally, I like the volatility because this is how you make money. I have a feeling, as Kevin O'Leary has said and other people have said, the Wild West days of cryptocurrency could be over soon. Let's bring up the XRP chart here. We need to make money while we still can, right, guys? And it's not to say that we won't be able to make money in the future. It's just we won't be able to make as much, I don't think, just because of the volatility switch. So XRP actually doing quite well. It is also printing a transitory candlestick. Of course, it is riding on the coattails of Bitcoin. Right now, one XRP is going for about $2.23, a far cry from $2.06 from last night. So I'm happy we are seeing that rebound there. Wanted to thank the Kobesi letter and Marty Party for posting those. And then there's Ripple's swell, guys. Monumental XRP momentum moving forward. Ripple just released a new powerful ad. This courtesy of Safe Crypto. Boy, they're not hiding it. They are transforming the legacy financial system.
This is the promise of blockchain, and it's all happening with Ripple. We're in New York City, in the financial capital of the world, and we're moving swell to the heart of it all to continue building the future of global finance. One that's faster, more efficient, and more inclusive for
Well, but as you guys can see, it's very, very different this year than former swell events. I think this one more institutional focused. We had Ryan Rugg of Citi. Their message, guys, build, buy, and partner, which is kind of echoing exactly what Ripple's doing too.
Our strategy is really three-pronged: build, buy, partner. And if you think about the build, we've been building what's called Citi Token Service the last couple years, where we've really started to scale over the last year. And really what we're trying to solve for is real-time liquidity and payments, that 24/7, 365, instant movement of money across borders. So we're live in US, UK, Hong Kong, and Singapore. We strategically targeted our largest money hubs that have the most amount of friction. We're adding additional currencies and markets later this year, as well as, partnering. Partnering is really important. I've been in this space a decade. There's a lot of great technologies out there and companies out there. We recently announced our partnership with Coinbase, which I think is really important. So, we view this as a new set of rails. And if our institutional clients want to be able to have access to this market, we want to do it through, building as well as partnerships and in investing. We're a very active investor in this space as well.
But the banks, again, she's from Citibank. The banks are realizing that this is the only way to play ball with these new players that are coming on board like Ripple. And, they're not taking the approach of wanting to beat them anymore. They are joining them. So we are seeing these banking representatives at Ripple swell this year. That again was Ryan Rugg from Citibank. This is Steve McClure, guys, from Canary Capital, and he took it one step further. I mean, we've been talking about a little bit about the ETFs and why any kind of institution would want to invest in an XRP ETF. Of course, the financial future, the speculation on where price is going to go based on the institutional utility of XRP. That is the speculative argument that we've talked about a lot on this channel. A way to think about XRP is to think about the XRP ledger. Okay, this coming from Steve McClurg. It's financial rails, and it is a competitor to Wall Street. This is what he said at Swell. Listen to this.
Really, the way to think about XRP is to think about the XRP ledger. And what that is financial rails. Think about it as a competition to the financial system, a competition to Wall Street. It's the rails and the ecosystem that will help drive global payments. One of the reasons why I got into crypto, by the way, was I was an emerging market bond manager years and years ago. And one of the things that I noticed in trading bonds and analyzing sovereign countries is the number of remittances that go back to certain countries. Some countries are massive. And the charges, the fees that are on top of people going overseas, working hard, sending money back to their family, and they're getting taken for anywhere between 8 to 15%.
Yeah, 8 to 15% is just unacceptable. So, enter Ripple, enter the XRP ledger, and everything Ripple has been doing over the last decade or so. Quantos also actually did just post an update. We are proud to join the Ripple ecosystem. So, sounds like a brand new partnership. I don't know if this was announced at Swell or not. Probably was. Our euro and dollar denominated stablecoin. So the EURQ and the USDQ are now available on Ripple. This is designed to be compliant with MiCA and fully backed by Tier 1 banking reserves. So, just from about a week ago, Quantos unveiled euro-backed stablecoin, the EURQ, on the XRP Ledger sidechain, the ZOW network. So they launched, and now, guys, they are being fully integrated. This announcement was just from yesterday, November the 4th, if you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it. The initiative stems from a partnership between Netherlands-based payment technology company Quantos Payment and INFTF MTU, a nonprofit dedicated to advancing financial inclusion through blockchain. The collaboration aligns with the company's shared goals of driving blockchain adoption globally. And as you guys can see here, they are integrating on ZOW, so the sidechain running on the XRP ledger. Down here it says this is going to unlock new opportunities for innovation and enable the creation of services that harness the EURQ's stability and reliability. Additionally, the Director for Strategic Partnerships at the charitable organization there also emphasized the importance of the collaboration. According to him, the Quantos European stablecoin will enable users within the ZOW network to transact with greater confidence. So this means more utility, guys, for the XRP ledger, essentially, but also, another example here, another project where we're going to see more stablecoin utility, more stablecoin usage. And guys, that's going to grow too, and this is happening in Europe. That's going to grow. It's growing in the United States. It's growing elsewhere around the world. And so all these companies want to be at the forefront. This is why Quantos is partnering with Ripple, available on the Ripple network. So great news there. Speaking of stablecoins, we also have this from David Ripley. Now that Ripple has purchased all these companies, we are going to see more adoption for the RLUSD. And if you guys didn't catch the video I did the other day, I will link it up here. RLUSD just reached $1 billion in market cap. And David Ripley takes it one step further, saying the RLUSD will be the stablecoin of choice. Every company will be settling with it.
Because it's better, faster, cheaper. Yeah. But of course, you got to cross this threshold and get to these steps and get everything integrated. That's going to happen now. The same as it happened for kind of native crypto companies. It's not going to happen for banks, brokers, fintechs. All these other companies, they're going to be settling with our RLUSD and everything else.
From your lips.
And then the audience just applauds there. He did say, actually, technically, RLUSD and everything else, but RLUSD, obviously that institutional grade choice that will likely be utilized by legacy players and big financial companies. So great news there. I wanted to thank Mr. Mann. I wanted to thank Quantos, Vet, and Diana here for posting those. Well, here's another one from Diana. BlackRock executive at Swell. I saved the best for last here. We know BlackRock, part of the WEF. We know Ripple is also a partner with the World Economic Forum. And, we've heard murmurings over the years. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, didn't really want to speak about an XRP trade-related product about a year ago, 2 years ago now. I think the proof is in the pudding. I think with BlackRock being present at Ripple's Swell event, I think this is hinting towards a stronger partnership between the two companies. Well, Maxwell Stein, he's saying the market is ready and trillions of dollars will be coming on chain.
Who owns traditional securities today, right? If you take away the distinction that they're tokenized, that market will come, but in the short term, we need to prove out the utility. And there's two sort of separate segments of users that I think are going to be the earliest adopters here, and we need that market momentum in order to prove the utility, to actually get the larger players to eventually come in.
So they are really seeking regulatory clarity. If they have regulatory clarity, they understand the rules of the road, they understand that the rules are there with the investor protection as, kind of the North Star, then they can work within those rules. And I think they're all expressing an enormous amount of interest in getting more engaged in the digital asset ecosystem. Obviously, they're doing a lot of work already to tokenize fixed income, tokenize bonds, create stablecoins. I mean, you're seeing actually a lot of activity within the banks themselves to get engaged in the ecosystem. But I think to get them really engaged in the markets, there has to be regulatory clarity.
There has to be what? Regulatory clarity. Don't be lazy. Enunciate properly. Okay. Okay. Message here. Maxwell Stein saying, this is just getting bigger and bigger. We've seen what the early adopters have done. They've shown us what is possible, and now the market is ready for broader adoption. The regulatory clarity, not regulatory clarity, regulatory clarity is necessary here. This is why the big players are not jumping on board yet. This is why XRP price has not gone to 2 or 3 or 4 digits yet. We're still trading in a speculative market, but XRP price is slowly climbing, $2.24 as of the time of me recording this. Guys, luckily, we've got good faithful Sal Gilbertie quelling our fears. Guys, he's so bullish on XRP. By the way, he's the CEO of Teucrium, if you guys didn't know that. He's saying the last half of November is going to be big for XRP and Ripple. Now, I don't know what that means. It's a bit of a cryptic comment. I'm going to play you guys the clip. We do know ETFs are coming up. We do know prices tend to, they do historically have front run. But guys, will this mean more XRP will need to be purchased in order to support the demand for the ETFs? Or is there something else that Sal Gilbertie has on his mind?
What's going on, family and friends? We're here at the Ripple Swell 2025 conference, and I've got Sal Gilbertie, the CEO of Teucrium, the double X XRP ETF, a leverage XRP ETF, if I'm correct, Sal. How are you doing today?
Doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining me today, because this is a wonderful opportunity to brush elbows. How has your experience been at day one Ripple Swell, sir?
It's fantastic. It's a good event. You can learn a lot of people here who are making decisions and making things happen in the industry.
And was there any key takeaways or notables, information that left an impression on you as we were concluding day one?
Definitely. I think the two things that jumped off the page at me are, one, I believe I heard the Canary CEO say that their Ripple physical ETF, their token ETF, 33 Act ETF, will come out on November 13th. I think I heard him say that. And that was on stage, so it's not a secret. And I did hear Citibank predict that within 5 years, tokenized assets would be in the trillions of dollars. Those two things jumped out at me.
Interesting. You know, that November 13th due date, let's just say, is really sticks out to me, because I believe that's either it's going to be the second day, trading day after the third quarter earnings announcement by Circle, which is when the institutional traders can begin trading the Circle public equities. But I believe the lockup period, which was 180 days, is to end December 2nd, which is actually my birthday. But anyways, thank you, sir. Thank you. You're welcome to join the party. But there's a lot to unpack. That's also even when we saw in one of the last bull runs, when Bitcoin was at their all-time high back in 2020. Coinbase had IPO'd, and so there's a lot of synergies that we see in the public versus the privates, or what we see in the market versus traditional TradFi versus this DeFi landscape. What are your thoughts?
A lot of synergies, a lot of coincidences, but there really aren't any coincidences. I think the last half of November is a very big time for XRP. I do. Ripple and XRP.
Is there anything that you'd like to leave with the audience before I let you go today, Sal?
Believe, and don't worry about the volatility. It will even out as adoption comes and more institutional money comes in. And so I think that ride the volatility and believe, because it's coming. The blockchain is coming. The XRPL is being utilized to an amazing degree, and it's going to grow. Being
here at Ripple Swell, surrounded by all the builders, the innovators, the disruptors, there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to be reaching the trillions, and also seeing the XRPL and all its market participants reach new all-time highs as well.
Big things happening for Ripple and XRP. So he didn't just say XRP, but he did say Ripple as well.
I think the last half of November is a very big time for XRP. I do. Ripple and XRP.
Guys, XRP price right now, just a distraction. Don't, and you heard what he said there about the volatility. Don't be afraid of it. Ride the volatility for now. Prices will even out once we do get more utility. How high are prices going to go? I've got my thoughts. Follow me at patreon.com/Working Money Channel if you're interested in following what I'm doing this bull run. Check out the Working Money Channel merch store, guys. Link is in the description of the video if you guys are interested in helping to support the channel by purchasing some Working Money Channel merchandise. Thanks to everybody who's helped supported the channel so far. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.